What if the most valuable video your organization creates this year is never posted on social media?
The truth is, the smartest organizations are not using video for just marketing. They're using video to reduce cost, increase trust, and improve the way their teams operate.
And when that happens, video stops being a marketing expense and starts becoming financial infrastructure.
Nice. Today we're talking about how video directly supports the financial health of your organization. Change the Reel with Monique Velasquez
And Piper Kessler.
For more than 20 years, we've worked in video production behind the scenes, helping mission-driven organizations and leaders turn complex ideas into content that actually moves people.
We've seen how media can either reinforce tired narratives or challenge them.
This podcast exists for leaders who know their stories matter and are ready to stop guessing and start using video strategically to further their mission, not just fill a content calendar.
Each month, we drop 2 types of episodes.
One with Piper and I kicking it, sharing production insights from our own work,
and another featuring real stories with leaders who use media to create change
and as a tool for connection. This is Change the Reel. Representation starts here. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
I'm Monique Velasquez.
And I'm Piper Kessler.
After more than 20 years running a business production company, we've seen how powerful video can be when it's used strategically.
So this podcast is for leaders who want their content to do more than just look good. They want it to move their mission forward.
And today we're looking at video through the lens that organizations don't talk enough about.
Financial impact.
Okay. The question we hear, and really the statement we hear all the time is, we'd love to do more videos, but it's not in the budget. We don't have that kind of money available.
So what we've learned is that when video is aligned with business goals, it actually supports the bottom line or budget.
Right. So let me just ask, honestly, do you see video as a cost-saving tool?
Yes.
Say more.
and I will. So let me tell you why I think that's true.
Okay.
So let's start with one of the most overlooked financial benefits of video: operational efficiency.
Okay. So in organizations, the biggest hidden cost is repeating the same information again and again. So think training of staff,
right?
Onboarding volunteers,
right?
Or explaining a process, either how you do, how your product works, how your service works, or how an employee needs to do something. So some process, right? If you think about that.
So, and that repetition adds up quickly. According to research from the Association for Talent Development, companies that use video for training can reduce training time by up to 60%.
And the retention rate for also goes up dramatically. Research cited by Foresight, a leading independent goal research and advisory firm, shows people retain about 75% of the information when they watch a video compared to about 10% when they just read the textbook or the manual.
So when you think about onboarding or professional training, that's a really big difference.
Right. Especially in organizations like, you have mental wellness, nonprofits, community clinics, associations where staff turnover or volunteer onboarding is happening constantly.
So instead of repeating the same training every week, you can capture it once in a video and use it consistently.
And when those videos are done well, they become part of the training library. So let's talk a little bit about that training, right? Let's look at some of the stats here. 70% of the organizations who use video for training, that's just kind of a common denominator, right? They used video to train either onboarding, your benefits package, or explaining.
And it's becoming more and more ubiquitous. I mean, everybody's leaning more into it now.
And not only that, the data is showing that 94% of organizations say that the video improves employee training and development. So my guess is what they're seeing is that employees are watching these videos and having a higher quality and standard of output.
More consistency.
Right. And probably closer to mission and goals in the training.
And it gives your future you a break.
So, video training eliminates these inconsistencies by providing standardization, learning experience. Everybody has the same information over and over. And so these pre-recorded videos really help getting the same information. So if this one thing is a snag, everybody gets to see how to overcome that snag. Or if there's an FAQ that happens, which I know, I love seeing a video about an FAQ, like the frequently asked questions. And I think, and this is not something that I have seen happen yet, and I'm not saying that there aren't organizations out there doing this, and that is training their switchboard staff, the people that answer the phone, because the same things happen over and over. I was lucky enough, and one of the things that I was helping a client with video and some ads, and I was able to sort of hear how they answered the phone over and over, and the same three questions came up.
Okay. From
just answering
possible
the phone.
Customers, right?
Right,
Okay.
from possible customers. And that informed me so that I could tell my client, you need to make sure that the people answering the phone clearly state what office it is, the company is, and what type of business it is.
Okay.
Because that was something that was, do you do this?
Okay.
Right? And so did I reach this company? And so it was not clear in the way that the staff was answering the phones. So this is something that, quick video, you can use, a library of videos and just
go through this.
Yeah, especially if you're onboarding. And it seems like such a low lift, that's not true, a low lift position, but having that standardization and having that be what everybody does and is trained to do when they answer the phone becomes one of those sticking points, because they spend more time on the phone not getting to the business of business, but just answering some basic questions.
Okay.
So future you will really be glad you don't have to do it again. And you know me, I hate doing things twice. I hate touching things twice. That is just my personal pet peeve, because it is so inefficient. All right.
Okay, so moving on. So the second financial impact would be trust, because trust directly affects whether people choose to work with you, support you, or join your organization.
And video is one of the fastest ways to build trust. Get to know, like, trust, right? According to Wise Owl, their State of Video Marketing report, 89% of people say watching a video has convinced them to buy a product or service. And we've mentioned that higher ticket items also get purchased
that's true.
with video help.
And that applies just as much to nonprofit donors or therapy clients as it does to commercial businesses.
Services or products.
Right. People want to see the humans behind the mission.
Totally makes sense. Exactly. When someone is deciding whether to donate, seek a service, or join a professional association, they're kind of subtly asking, do I trust these people? Are these good people? Do they know me? Do they know what I want? That's what they're subtly asking.
So a written report or website page can explain your work, but a short video showing real impact can help people feel it.
And that's real important for nonprofits, right? It's powerful information about what is And what's powerful about that is one story video can serve many purposes.
Okay.
It can help with fundraising. It can help with community outreach. It can help with grant presentations, annual reports, those types of activities. And so that's not just marketing. That's not marketing. That's actually tied to these things that are in your business, your association, your nonprofit that are financial impact.
I know everyone enjoys reading 12 pages of text describing the impact. And,
Yeah, you have 90 seconds of someone's experiencing the joy, the impact of your business. That's going to go a long way instead of trying to read 12 pages of your impact.
But some people really like to read those 12 pages. So now let's talk about something that cost organizations enormous amounts of money. Miscommunication.
What? Say it again for the people in the back.
Missed and miscommunication.
And here's where internal video becomes incredibly empowering, right? For your staff, your people internally. According to research from Cultura, their state of video in the enterprise report, 82% of companies say video improves internal communications. So that's an amazing thing.
Which makes sense because we all know what happens to long emails.
TLDR.
TLDR.
Too long, didn't read.
All right.
They get skimmed. They get ignored. Just like, I'll read it later. And later never comes, right?
And then when you have policy documents.
Oh, you mean like a handbook or processes that, people are looking at. I mean, those sorts of things are important, sure. And later never comes. They don't skim it. They don't look at it. Let's just say the enthusiasm
wanes.
Is small.
It's small.
It's pequeño.
But people will watch a 3-minute video.
Absolutely. I love those 3-minute explainer videos. And that's why more leadership teams are recording internal updates. Okay. They have a quick weekly message, a program update, a policy explanation, something really quick, short, into Slack, into, all the places that are communication hubs for teams.
Instead of having 10 meetings to try to communicate the same thing.
Yeah. So, one place, one video. And it's really nice that everyone hears the same message at the same, well, maybe not the same time, but generally the same time, which reduces confusion, duplicated work, extra questions, and just mistakes along the way. This is interesting because we did have a client that was using this particular thing to help reduce gossip.
Yeah.
Evidently, this particular industry was very prone to making up things in the streets.
And what is it called when it comes all back around?
It's like telephone.
Telephone, yeah, the game. And yeah, that it was amazing to her what she was ending up hearing, what
was supposed to be policy.
Had made policy. She was like, what?
And so it was interesting to hear this particular client talk about how it was imperative to have these short videos explaining what policy was and explaining what the thinking and the mission and the goals and the strategies were for the staff. So let's see. I had some stats here.
You got numbers?
I do. The engagement numbers are unambiguous. Email full read rates in organizations' settings rarely exceed 20 to 30%. Okay? According to multiple enterprise communication benchmarks. Internal video, by contrast, consistently achieves completion rates of 70 to 85%.
Wow. Really?
When the content is relevant, concise, and well distributed. That means that a 3 full-minute video will be fully absorbed by approximately 3 to 4 times more employees than an equivalent email /newsletter, right?
That's
For
interesting.
high stakes communications, strategic pivots, policy changes, leadership transitions, this gap is operationally efficient and helps the bottom line.
All those things.
All the things, right? All the things. So regular video updates from CEOs or department heads are a cornerstone to modern internal communication. People want to know what's happening, what's going on in the process. Where are they in the big picture? And so asynchronous forms allow employees in different time zones to watch their at their convenience, right?
Yeah.
Midnight here is
Right.
a different time, different part of the
Is
world.
it really? It's somewhere else.
It's
a
not
different
midnight
time?
everywhere. Just like everybody, it's not 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock where you're sitting, right? So these places, if you have a video, that allows them to get the same information in an asynchronous way. Everybody has the same information. This is, very valuable to your bottom line. Live broadcasts with Q&A sessions add activity and signal that leadership is accessible. This is something that is also part of this. You can do a live Q&A about the topic. And so that allows your even, a little bit asynchronous because they'll be able to hear the Q&A if they're not available at 3 in the morning for your all hands meeting. But this is a way for miscommunication to be at a minimum, because if you miss the video, you might want to go in and look at it later and get the same information. The most effective cadence for most organizations is a brief 3 to 5 minute weekly or bi-weekly update supplemented by a longer quarterly town hall recording. Now, that's the kind of thing.
Town hall recording.
Yes.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
so, it depends on how big either you have an association or you have a large group in your business that is in different locations. So having a town hall is recommended. And, it doesn't have to be exactly live. You can do, your questions ahead of time and kind of join that way and hear the answers offline. So those are the types of things that I think are interesting in internal communication and using video as part of the whole plan and structure or infrastructure.
Moving on to another portion, video as a long-term asset. So another reason video supports financial goals is that it keeps working long after it's created.
According to Wise Owl Video Marketing Report, 93% of marketers say video delivers a positive return on investment.
One reason is because video is reusable, right? So.
You can put your video in different places. You can show up in your website, donor presentations, conference presentations, social media, recruitment. One production day can create content that serves multiple departments, not just marketing.
Which is where strategic planning comes in. Instead of producing a single video for one purpose,
you design a shoot or a production so that it creates multiple assets. You have a story video that tells a story of your impact or story of the origin story for your company or story of what your service or association does. Then you can create shorter clips from that and potentially take training content as well as part of the production of one shoot. And you can also extract recruitment material so that you have, you're either recruiting leadership or you're recruiting talent to your business or to your association or whatever, business or product that you provide.
So then video becomes less of an expense in your thinking and more of an asset.
That's right.
I'm right.
Yeah. So let's look at some of these stats before we move on to that. So I've got some stats about revenue impact. 96% of individuals rely on video to gain deeper insight into products and services, choosing to watch videos instead of reading manuals or text instructions.
Yep, 100%.
50% of B2B purchasers rely on video content when making purchasing decisions, which we keep harping on. We
Right.
keep repeating this sort
Again,
of stat.
the whole thing about the unboxing of things. I mean, just so you know, what does it look like when it shows up? It's like, yeah, you're going to want to watch that because you can get the answers quickly from a video.
That's exactly right. Ultimately, video marketing can expedite revenue growth by having some of these videos available for your clients externally, and there are some financial impacts internally too.
If you're thinking about how video could support your organization this year, we recommend starting with 3 simple things.
First, build a message list. And what's a message list? Well, think about what are the key ideas your organization repeats over and over. Training topics, program explanations, mission stories, onboarding information for volunteers.
Yeah, you're going to come up with stuff that's very specific to your own business that other people would never come up with.
That's right.
So the second thing is to identify what video milestones are tied to your business goals, like fundraising campaigns, annual reports, recruitment cycles, program launches. How do you measure the success of this goal? You may go, well, we're not going to do it again because we don't know what the effect is. How are we going to be able to tell?
Like to measure it.
If this video did well. You need to know that before you do the video.
Exactly.
Because that's going to factor into how you do the video.
Right.
And the ways you can measure are how many times did the video get opened? How many calls did you get because of the video? The website visitors, did it increase? And did it increase the number of submissions or applications?
Right. Did you have more people apply? That sort of thing. And the third thing that you need to consider is create a video calendar for the year. When you map video production to your real business goals, it becomes so much easier to justify that 10, 20, 30, 100 million $1,000 you need for a video.
Again, planning.
Right.
If this episode sparked ideas for your organization,
one of the ways we help leaders move quickly is through our VIP Day session.
It's a focus day where we help organizations plan and produce the videos that support their most important goals.
Because the right video strategy doesn't just create content, it creates momentum.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching this episode of Change the Reel.
If you liked it, hit subscribe, share the episode, or drop a comment. We actually read them.
Connect with us or any of our guests on LinkedIn. Check the show notes for links.
And if you're done with DIY and ready to record something that matters in a safe, inclusive space, check out our studio at VelasquezMedia.com.
Remember, representation starts here. Hasta pronto.
See you soon.